What's up, guys? Today I'm going to talk about the Midgar Falls B95 floor. Um, Unfortunately, I did clear this with a little bit of an overpowered team. The recommended power is 338,000. I cleared it with a team of 362,000. So yeah, this floor was pretty easy for me, but I still want to share with you my strategy and hope it can help you as well. So let's look at the boss first. So Balor King, the information, they only show you one enemy, but the Balor King, you see here, calls additional allies to battle. So he does summon two add-ons, more than once too. So if you kill the add-ons, after a while he'll summon them again. My recommendation is to kill the add-ons the first time, but the second time he summons them, he should be almost dead by then, and then you should just focus, just ignore the add-ons the second time, basically. But let's look at him. So he is weak to Earth. So ideally you want to use a team, you want your main DPS to do Earth damage. He has a sigil phase, and it does require both sigils. This is not or, it's and. So you need circle and you need triangle to break him. As he, for debuffs, he is immune to nothing, which is great news. So you can use anything you want. What does he do? He does water magic damage. So for defense, it's nice to have water resist, and it's also good to have some magic defense. Yeah. And it says magic attacks are effective against him. But looking at battle info, it says here enemy magic defense plus 50%. So I don't actually know the numbers, but I would assume his magic defense is lower than his physical defense at a base, but with the battle effects giving him extra magic defense, it's hard to say which one is better. Other than that, he does have extra HP, and your team also has reduced HP. Okay, so from all this information, we know we want to use Earth damage, but you don't have to use Earth damage. He only resists water and wind, so if you have a really strong fire, ice, or lightning DPS, you could use those, or you could also use a non-elemental damage. And then again, repeating, for defense you want water resist and you want magic defense, and for debuffs you want to debuff his magic attack, and you want to buff your team's magic defense. Okay, so with that said, let's look at the party I decided to go for. I decided to go for I'm not using Earth damage, so he's, this boss is weak to Earth, but I decided to go with fire damage because fire is my best element. It's my best element of all the elements. So I'm using Cloud as my main DPS, fire DPS. Along with Cloud, I'm also using Zack as my debuffer and also sub DPS. And then my healer, I'm using Aerith. Let's talk about Cloud first. So main DPS is Cloud. For his costume, I do have his Fire Arcanum, giving his fire damage an extra 35%. Main hand is his Sky Splitter, doing 710% fire damage. Physical, so I did decide to go physical. I mean, just because Cloud is my best one. You can also clear this with magic. It doesn't really matter. In the offhand, I'm using Burning Ore. This was a free event weapon. It's pretty nice for Cloud because it gives him physical attack and boost fire potency. both stats that fit his Sky Splitter perfectly. And summon, I'm using Ifrit, fire damage. I mean, the key theme here is everything's fire. And for Cloud, I'm using a triangle materia. So I said I mentioned this boss you need circle and triangle. I'm only giving Cloud triangle, and then Zack will deal with circle. So you don't need both materias on everyone. If you can split them up in a certain way. And the other two materia are just stat sticks, giving physical attack. For the sub equipment, it's more damage and HP. So Crew Kicker is giving Cloud HP and fire potency, and then Crystal Sword attack and fire potency, enemy launcher attack and physical ability potency. Yeah, just giving Cloud some extra damage and extra HP. Looking at Cloud, he's got 9,800 HP, 5,600 attack, 118 magic defense. And then you want to look at his R abilities. Physical attack is maxed. He's got level 7 fire potency and level 3 physical ability potency. Okay, so that's Cloud, the main DPS, doing fire damage. Then next, let's look at Zack, who is our debuffer here. He's our debuffer with Twinkling Star, which debuffs the enemy magic attack, which is important. Remember, this boss only does magic damage. Sorry. And then it also decreases physical defense, which is also good because Cloud is here to do physical damage, and also Zack is here to do physical damage. So he's a debuffer. He's also a sub DPS. He's going to be using Ceremonial Sword, which does 1,220% non-elemental physical damage. So yeah, he's here for debuffs and pretty good damage actually. So Zack's a pretty good unit, I would say, overall. I mean, his costume is I'm just using his base costume for crit potency. Physical defense doesn't matter here because the boss only does magic damage. Limit Break, using his Apocalypse, which does 880% to all enemies, or if there's only one enemy, then this will do double damage. And it does have a low charge speed, which is nice. So Zack is here to do the circle sigil, right? As Cloud has the triangle sigil, Zack is taking care of circle, and Zack is better suited for that because I'm using Ceremonial Sword has a circle sigil boost slot. And the other two materia are just stat sticks for physical attack. For sub equipment, Zack is using Ramu's Staff. This is just for defense, so giving Zack water resist because the boss does water damage, and some HP. He's got Motor Drive. This is just for physical attack. Wind potency doesn't matter because I'm not doing wind damage. And then the last weapon is Stream Slasher, which boosts physical attack to all allies, so that will increase Zack's physical attack. It will also increase Cloud's physical attack. Okay, so that's Zack. He's got 9,800 HP. He's got 5,000 physical attack. He's got 113 magic defense, but he's also got level 3 water resist, so he's also got 20% water resist. Maxed out his physical attack. He's got a little bit of crit potency, and he's got level 4 physical ability potency. Yeah. Okay, so we got our main DPS Cloud, we have our debuffer and sub DPS Zack, and last we have our healer Aerith. And for Aerith, I'm using her Monster Hunter costume. Kimura dress gives her heal and buff debuff extension. in the main hand, giving her Kimura Wand, which will boost physical attack to all allies. This is actually not as useful as you might think, so I mean it's only really boosting Cloud's physical attack, right? Because Aerith doesn't care about physical attack, and then Zack's Ceremonial Sword already boosts his physical attack. So yeah, Kimura Wand is basically here to buff Cloud's physical attack. But not only that, when Aerith is 70% HP or higher, it also increases magic defense to the entire team. So I would say that's huge, because this boss does magic damage, so perfect. In Aerith's offhand, she is using Fairy Tail. It's just here for AoE heal. It has a pretty high potency, 69%. I mean, mine is OB7, so at OB7 or OB6, it heals 69% of her healing potency. Her limit break is just using her first limit break. It's just a big heal and regen. Materia, she is using a bio. I mean, because this boss is immune to nothing, so you can hit this boss with bio. So bio is for some extra damage. She is using a fatigue Asuna, which this boss does do fatigue, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's why I put this here. It doesn't say it. Does it say it on the? I don't think in the description says it does fatigue. Oh, it does. Okay, yeah. Inflicts fatigue. So, fatigue is bad for your physical DPS. So, I have 2 physical DPS. So I really, yeah, she really wants to use fatigue on them. But what's nice is Asuna fatigue is not just here for the Asuna. It's actually a good healing materia as well, because Kimura Wand on her second slot, Kimura Wand has a heal boost. And it actually heals a good amount for it, and it only costs 3 ATB. So sometimes you just want to heal one unit. I mean, Fairy Tail is here to heal the entire team, but it costs 5 ATB. And sometimes, 2 of your party members might be full HP. Then it would be more ATB efficient to just use an Asuna on the only unit that needs healing. And then the last slot, Aerith is using triangle sigils. So we go back, we have Cloud and Aerith basically. Cloud and Aerith are going to break triangle sigils, and then Zack will clear the circle, because Zack has the circle sigil boost on his ceremonial sword. And then for Aerith's sub-weapons, I gave her Stream Saber, which is boost physical attack to all allies. So this is great. It's going to boost Cloud's physical attack, and it's going to boost Zack's physical attack. And then these 2 are just boost healing. So Centipede's boost healing, and then also buff debuffs. And Bramble is boost healing, and also giving some magic defense, because remember, this boss only does magic damage. Okay, so that's the party. We've got main DPS Cloud, fire damage. We've got debuff Zack with his Twinkling Star, and then he's going to do some damage with his Ceremonial Sword. And then we have our healer Aerith, which is going to do a lot. She's going to buff physical attack, she's going to buff magic defense, and she's going to heal, she's going to bio, and she's going to clear fatigue. And with that said, let's take a look at this fight.
okay.